Yeah, check it. Yo. Tell me how a young man gonna gain confidence with no accomplishments, no accolades. I ain't even in apartments, I'm in basements. Stick 'em up in lobby shits, you know what time it is. Hear a whole lot of bullshit coming out your mouth, but why would I listen? You ain't the one that's putting money in my bank account. This a escapade, homie, and I'm about to get paid. Why you gotta throw shade from a motherfucker trying to move about the way? I don't get it, but it's funny why I stay, cause I grew up with some good kids turned killer. You're looking at me foul cause I'm chasing a dream. I ain't in the pen, but I'm penning over beats. And I ain't smoke no tree just to write it, homie, please. Listen to the words when I'm speaking what it mean. Listen to the words cause I'm speaking what it mean. Sitting on the porch sipping cold 45, looking to the stars and hope we stay alive. Loaded on the motherfucking cold 45, aiming at my enemy, hope he would. Sitting on the porch, sipping cold 45, looking to the stars and hope we stay alive. Loaded on the motherfucking cold 45, aiming at my enemy and hope. I ain't felt pain since the 6th grade. Now I sell dope and it feel great. I can never fear when I kill, but to keep it real, mama in the...
What's up guys, it's RJ, welcome back. Again, sorry for another delay, but if I'm being completely honest, yes, there's a ton of shoes dropping, but there's just not a whole lot dropping that I'm personally interested in. And when I started this channel, like I've told you before, my whole intent was to just bring you guys stuff that I'm personally interested in. I don't want to pick up all sorts of shit and share it with you guys and really have no interest in it. And I'm gonna stick to it. There's a lot of channels out there and I'm not knocking them, but there's a lot of channels out there that just pick up everything that drops and share it with you guys. And I don't know if they're just returning it or selling it or what they're doing with it, but I'm not about it. That's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stay true to what I originally wanted to do and what the plan was. I might bring you guys some other stuff in the future, some vlogs, considering doing a podcast of sorts. I actually game too, so I might figure out a way to work my gaming into this channel or start a second channel. I'm not really sure, just kind of thinking out loud, but leave a comment down below if you care about any of that stuff. And if not, let's just dive right into some shoes. I'm gonna immediately contradict a whole ton of what I just said because I picked up this particular shoe specifically to share with you guys. Now that I have it in hand, I don't hate it. I'm not in love with it, but I don't hate it. And you already saw the thumbnail, you already saw what it is. We're talking about the Ultraboost All-Terrain from Adidas. And right out of the box, I can tell you, this is not your average Ultraboost. Adidas put a ton into this shoe. There's a lot of differences. Let's just break them down, talk about them. I'll give you my opinions, my thoughts, and share with you guys whatever I can. I know there's a few people out there who probably want a little bit of information on this silhouette before they go and drop 220 bucks on them. Yes, 220 bucks, $40 over a general release Ultraboost price, $20 over the limiteds. A little steep, I'm gonna be honest, pretty steep. This would probably be the only pair I would pick up. I'm not huge on mids. I prefer regular low top runners, always have. But like I said, I love everything that Adidas has been doing with the Boost line. So I had to pick these up just to share with you guys. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. First and foremost, these have dropped already in a couple other colorways, a khaki colorway, a green colorway, and I passed on them to wait for the Burgundies. I picked up the Burgundies for one particular reason, and that is because if you follow the Ultraboost lineup at all, you know that way back in 2015, probably early 2015, there was an Ultraboost 1.0 that dropped and it was a Burgundy colorway. Now those still are floating around very, very seldomly, but they are. Getting a hold of them is like $1,000, $1,200 plus, and I'm personally not gonna shell out over $1,000 for a pair of shoes, just not what I'm about. Some people do it, I don't, so more power to you if you do. I'm just not about it. So with that said, picked up the Burgundy All-Terrains. There's also a regular Burgundy Ultraboost that has come out. I picked those up too. That video will probably follow this one up, just so we can do a little Burgundy montage, if you will. And yeah, like I already said, Burgundy upper, you got hits of orange and black all throughout. The original 1.0 did have hits of orange. I was pretty bummed. I kind of wished, just like the original 1.0, that the aglets would have been orange as well, and that they would have given us an orange tongue tag, but there are a lot of orange hits and I can appreciate the ones that they did include. So, like I said, Burgundy upper, black and orange hits all throughout. Again, we're seeing that 3D printed heel cup, Ultraboost branding right there in chrome, silver, whatever you prefer to call it. And aside from the shoe being mid, being a little bit taller than a normal Ultraboost, there are about 6 key differences I'm gonna touch on. Right out of the box, the first thing I wanna touch on is the 3-stripe branding right here. Adidas did a great job. It's basically embossed right there on the knitting. I don't know if they included something under there and knitted over it, or if they just did a little thicker knit process right there, but It is a great little aesthetic. I appreciate that. And while we're on the knit pattern, they also include a card in the box that does state that there's a special knit process that goes into the shoe, so no two shoes will ever look alike. The right and the left don't even match. These shoes won't look like your buddy who picked up the same pair of shoes. So that's kind of cool. Just the knit pattern is going to differ all throughout due to that special knitting process. Also another cool feature. Really appreciate Adidas for including stuff like that. You know, it makes you appreciate the shoe and the brand just a little bit more, especially when you're shelling out kind of a ridiculous amount of money for this shoe. Next, obviously, ankle collars. I'm not huge on ankle collars. The only reason I think it looks okay on this shoe is because they included a tongue. I'll come back to that tongue. Now, as far as the ankle collar goes, it is prime knit, burgundy and black only. The only orange hits on it are this back pull tab that is included, kind of a felt material, really cool. I'm actually not sure if this reflects right here. There's kind of two little pieces in there that might reflect. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that'd be cool if it did. Now back to this tongue. The tongue is ridiculously big. I get it. You need a lot of support to pull this shoe on since it is a mid and not a low top. But I think they could have halved this and still gotten away with it, and it would have looked a little bit better. The tongue looks pretty goofy, just my personal opinion. But as always, Adidas is good for thinking out of the box and doing new things, so I gotta show them love for that. It's just a little tall, no? Maybe it's just me, I don't know. I'll get over it. Anyway, next onto the lacing system. You do have burgundy with black woven in there. On the laces, they're rope laces. Now the cool difference in this is typically when we have a knit shoe, the lacing just goes right through the knit. They cut holes in it or whatever they do. But on this shoe, they actually sewed on these two rubber pieces on both sides of the shoe, and they just lace up right through the loops, right on those little pieces of rubber that they included, which is cool for a couple reasons. I know it's a knit shoe, so they're not waterproof, but if there is water or any type of moisture, it's not gonna seep through the lace holes since the lace holes don't exist in the knit. And secondly, just a little more durable. It is an all-terrain shoe, so the durability is there. It's just nice reassurance to know that those lace holes aren't gonna rip if you actually are using the shoe for what it's intended for, which is off-road, all-terrain type of running and hiking and all of that good stuff. And we'll come back to that as well in just a moment. That pretty much completes the upper for us there though. Now on to the midsole. This is your everyday, out of the box, run of the mill. Since the first Ultraboost dropped, the same midsole that they've been putting on every single Ultraboost. Now that's not a bad thing. I don't mean that in any sort of negative context. It's great. Ultraboost is a great shoe. They obviously know what they're doing. The cushion is there. I've talked about it a few times. The only other midsole that I really prefer, just feel-wise, is the 9317 because it is a lot softer, but obviously this shoe goes to a little more, so it needs a little bit more stability and durability, and it's the Ultraboost midsole. You know it, you've seen it, nothing's changing. Now, when we get to the bottom of the shoe, there's a whole lot of differences. Still Continental branded, as you can see right there, but right off the rip, you can see that there are a ton of blocks, and obviously, like I already stated, this shoe is an all-terrain shoe. It's not made for running on concrete or asphalt or anything solid like that. Adidas wants you to get off that beaten trail, hit the dirt, climb some hills, go run the beach, whatever you want to do in these things. They're built to last, they're built for durability. It's not that same soft compound that we're used to. Definitely a little harder, definitely a little wider for a bit more traction and stability, but still the same quality that Continental has delivered since Adidas partnered with them and started including them on the outsoles of several different Boost models. Now I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but if you can see right there, there's pluses and minuses printed on several of the blocks. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I'm sure there's some technical information out there, but I just haven't looked into it too deep. If you know why, drop it in the comments down below, let us know. I apologize for not knowing, but maybe somebody will and we'll all learn something. Torsion System, orange hits with gray. Coming up under the heel right there, gray as well. Kind of wish that was orange, but might look kind of silly. No, I like it gray, we'll stick with it gray. Now as far as comfort goes, I touched on it a little bit. It's an Ultraboost, there's a lot more stability, a lot more support. This collar hugs your ankle really well, so the comfort's there. Like I said, a little bit wider outsole, stability is there as always. When a shoe's sitting a little higher, it's definitely gonna be a little bit more supportive. There's gonna be a lot more stability. So comfort, stability, always there in an Ultraboost. None of that was compromised when they switched over to the mids. As far as sizing goes, I didn't even look into it. I just hoped and prayed that Adidas would get this one right. I picked up a 10.5, went true to size, and they fit perfectly. The only way I would ever say to size up is if you're looking to actually go out on trails and wear some thick hiking socks. That might require a half size up, but if not, I personally don't. Even if I'm going hiking, I still wear a regular, pretty thin sock always. So yeah, I go true to size. Hopefully that works for everybody out there. The Ultraboost isn't really a super narrow shoe, so just go true to size. Definitely don't size down on it. It would be way too small. True to size works. I can't beat that in there enough. Everyone's always asking about sizing. Hopefully that answers that question. And that's pretty much gonna do it for the Ultraboost All-Terrain. Like I said, I picked these up to share with you guys. Once I got them in hand, the quality's there. I appreciate everything Adidas did. I don't typically wear my sneakers with pants, but I think I'm gonna try these on with pants, see what they look like, see if I fall a little bit more in love with them. You know, as far as an everyday shoe, I don't see myself wearing it all that often, but that's just personal preference. It has nothing to do with the shoe. Not a whole lot of negative thoughts about the shoe. Like I said, tongue's a little too tall. I'm not too keen on ankle collars, but nonetheless, great shoe as far as the Adidas Ultraboost All-Terrain goes. I recommend them if you like mids, and even if you don't, maybe you'll like them. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 1,000 subs. I just wanna get there, get this channel growing, get everything moving. Appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. As always, thank you so much for the support. And guys, until next time, peace out.
I'm the one that's creeping down the road midnight. What the money do to you, it's unusual. When the people assuming that you ain't suitable. When they loaded the clip, they stuck like the voodoo do. Man, I'm taking hella chances. Scanless like a dancer, you disappearing like Phantom. Told you I can stand it, we need to move to Havana. Light a couple candles and listen to all our banners. But you wanna start arguments. Now you really wanna start some shit. Man, I really need to spark that shit. Lay back with the homies, fuck all this shit. Sitting on the porch, sipping cold 45. Looking to the stars and hope we stay alive. Loaded on the motherfucking cold 45. Aiming at my enemy, hope he would. Sitting on the porch, sipping cold 45. Looking to the stars and hope we stay alive. Loaded on the motherfucking cold 45. Aiming at my enemy, I hope. Check it. My uncle roll up while I was puffing on a jack. I'm sure I wonder what he can do to give back. I don't get it though. How I'm here is a miracle. Sleeping on the floor, clenching the 4-4 while Biggie bumping in the back, kicking the door. Think about it all, dog, and this bitch up for sure. Learn a lot about myself, learn a lot about the wealth of a young man growing into something he ain't know it. Used to stand on the corner flipping the bird. Almost got stabbed, locked down, tell me to